Welcome once again to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. A big thank you for your support. Jana nimekuwa kazini, nilikuwa najengea mama fulani nyumba, mama mjane ambaye bwanaka alifariki. Brothers wakashirikiana wakamnyang'anya shamba, amekuwa akipigana na court cases through FIDA. Luckily enough, FIDA ikamsaidia to regain part of the land. So nilikuwa pale jana kumjengea nyumba and charity work tumerudi. So if you want to serve God through charity work, maybe huenda uko mbali and you cannot directly reach those you can help, Kakasungura I'm here as a bridge to them. Kama wewe ni mtu wa kupenda charity work, hiyo nyumba tunahitaji mlango moja ni 4,500. Tunahitaji madirisha, tunahitaji vitanda, tunahitaji mattress. So kama Mungu atakuguza in your own way, we need 4 doors, that is 18,000. So kama Mungu atakuguza in your own way, ututumie dirisha moja, ututumie mlango moja, tuende tujenge huyo mama analia sana ananyeshewa, and God will highly bless you. In November 10th, 2022, just a few days after William Ruto had been sworn in as the president, he made an announcement to the public and to the world. Akasema in his leadership, for the first time in history, Kenya is going to manufacture the cheapest smartphone in Africa. He assured the people of the Republic of Kenya that in 12 months, Kenya will be selling. Kenya will no longer import smartphones. So Wakenya wataenda kwa duka, unanunua smartphone yenye about $40. Imetengenezewa Kenya yako. Akasema tumpatie 12 months. So the deal was to be effected by November 10th, 2023. So in 12 months, that means by November 2023, Kenya ingekuwa imeanza tayari kumanufacture simu na ziingie kwa market, na hiyo simu inge cost around $40 as per William Ruto. Can we listen to what he said? Ndio musiseme Kakasungura ninadanganya. Can we listen to what William Ruto said in 2022?
We must leverage on technology to be able to be efficient and effective. And that is why if you see our manifesto, we talked largely about SMEs because we know that's where the jewel is. And secondly, we talked about affordable finance. And thirdly, we talked about a superhighway. Because technology, listening to Magdalene, I am very confident that employment is going to be ready and available if we can ensure that we spread technology, we have financing, and that is why we talked about the superhighway. The superhighway is supposed to do 2 things: to make sure that the country is connected, and I'm happy again to announce here that the real last mile in technology is the gadget. And already we are working with our telcos, our telecommunication sector, so that we can have a smartphone that is going to be less than 5,000 shillings. A smartphone that can do everything that you want. A smartphone that can make sure today the cheapest smartphone is 10,000, maybe 15,000. We want to see whether we can get it to $30 or $40. And I want to promise the country that in the next 8 to 12 months, we will have the cheapest smartphone in Africa, manufactured in Kenya.
Wakenya, when I always tell you from this platform, kwamba William Ruto is not going to help this country, you think I'm lying. Ruto hana ule kitu tunaita wisdom ya uongozi. Yani William Ruto is not a leader who should lead a country, because akiongea leo asubuhi umuulize saa 10 aliongea nini, amesahau. 2022 iliisha, 2023 iliisha, 2024 imeisha, 2025 imeisha, tuko 2026 almost midway. We are still talking about manufacturing cheap phones in Kenya. Close to 4 years later, we are still discussing manufacturing. But William Ruto told us it will be effected in 12 months. When the CS for Treasury, John Mbadi, was speaking, he still speaking of importing. They no longer speak about manufacturing. When I heard about his speech, and they have reduced VAT on importation of smartphones, and I asked myself, I thought Kenya, we started manufacturing smartphones. What really went wrong? And this is the person mnataka kurudisha uongozi 2027. Mukifikiria atasaidia Kenya. Ruto has been talking about manufacturing smartphones. Even in October 30th, 2023, Ruto stood in public and told people Kenya is going to manufacture the cheapest smartphone. After 1 year, after 12 months, he still talks about going to manufacture. 4 years later, Bad nasema going to manufacture. Can we listen to what the CS for Treasury, John Mbadi, said yesterday?
Also been blown out of proportion is the issue of phones. And being reported that now phones will be more expensive. Far from it. The phones will be more cheap. Far much cheaper. How? Presently, when you import any phone into the country, you pay the following. There is value-added tax of 16%. There is import duty, custom import duty of 25%. There is excise tax of 10%. There is import declaration fee of 2.5%. And there is railway development levy of 2%. If you add all that, it's coming to almost 55%. Now we are saying we collapse all these taxes into one, which is excise duty, which is currently at 10%. We make it 25% and do away with all other taxes on phones. But now the point of levying the tax is shifted from the point of entry to when you are activating your phone. The beauty with that is you are only going to be able to start paying tax on a phone that you are using, not phones that are kept in stores by business people. But anytime you want to activate your cellular phone, then now you pay the tax. So in a sense, it should make phones cheaper, especially imported phones, cheaper. Because now the taxes are reduced. The total rate of tax is at 25%. So whoever is saying that this proposal is going to make cellular phones expensive is completely missing the point.
Ladies and gentlemen, mumesikia the same government speaking different languages. Ruto talks about manufacturing. The CS for Treasury talks about importation. Ruto, hata jana, Ruto amesema Kenya is manufacturing smartphones. The same government, Ruto aliambia wageni jana, Kenya is manufacturing smartphones. CS for Treasury is talking about importing. So which is which? Can we listen to what William Ruto said yesterday? Mbele ya wageni.
We are also investing in digital infrastructure, fiber optic. They've just said we are manufacturing now here in Kenya a lot of digital assets, whether it is phones, whether it is computers, and all that digital infrastructure. We are laying fiber optic to 30,000 kilometers already in Kenya to make sure that every part of Kenya is in the loop. And then finally, the Ministry of ICT, and I have my minister here, is now working on how to bring the rest of the world into Kenya to experience. And I'm going to ask Kate why she chose Kenya. I would really want to know why, out of all the other countries, why she... There must be something in Kenya that gave her, you know, there must be something. And it must be among the things I'm talking about. So making sure that some of the best companies across the world come to participate with us. Last year, Teleperformance, the largest BPO company in the world, set up office in Kenya. We have many BPO companies set up in Kenya. Why? Because we have young people with the right skills, we have the right infrastructure in terms of internet connectivity, and we have a very enterprising and entrepreneurial population. So in my opinion, this is the space in which we are operating, and I think every other country should be able to think in that direction, because the future is about technology, the future is digital, and AI is going to be at the center of.
So ndugu zangu, what stops me from saying this is a confused government? The president speaking a different language. Members of his executive speaking the opposite. When we tell you this government is confused, when we tell you this government doesn't know what it wants, when we tell you this government doesn't know what it needs, you think we are fighting the government. Now, you can get it yourself. God bless you. See you in the next episode. Asanteni sana.